Welcome to a very special Women's History Month program being spearheaded, being organized to celebrating sisters by our sister, Naya Ray. Let me pass the mic.
Hello. Nice to meet you, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. Thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate it. All the way outside you came and you're here. Thank you. We are here just to salute sisters. I've never been to do that, but sisters place. I want to start a conversation amongst ourselves about anything. It's a safe space, it's no holds barred, it's about any issue you want. I was just talking to Mama Fela, I'm going to introduce you, educator, Fela Barclay, I think you know each other. Little some people, 37 years. Mama Fela's taught most of our children. My children went there, all of the politicians, their children went there, after children, they went there. 43 years of African-centered curriculum here in Bed-Stuy. Mama Fela, please sit in the mic.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you so much for welcoming me. I am honored, as always, to get to celebrate sisterhood, especially Black sisterhood. And I have been, as Sister Naya said, I have been a Bedford-Stuyvesant grassroots, born and raised girl for my entire life. And there's no community that I love more than the community of Bedford-Stuyvesant. It means so much to me. Well, it has changed significantly over the years, but I grew up in a very Black community with people who were, just warm, good, solid Black people of beauty. And I was influenced when I was a child of 9 or 10. I was fortunate enough to be able to hear Malcolm X speak. And it was like a light went on for me because I had been raised as a quote unquote Negro. And that's what my parents taught me. You're a Negro and you should be proud of it. But when I heard Malcolm X speak, it was like a light went on in a dark room for me, and I was like, I'm an African. From that moment, I was 10 years old, and I became a proud African. And then I looked around at my schools, my teachers, my community, and I realized that so many of us thought we were Negroes and we were ashamed of ourselves. And so I decided, as I grew up and reached for a career, that what I wanted to do was help young people like myself to always be proud of themselves, to have an identity that where they could connect back to who we really are. The way that Malcolm brought a light for me into that dark room, I wanted to be that person who also brings a light. And I knew right from the beginning that the foundational years of birth to 5 are the most important. It is where everything, it's like the roots. If you get the roots right, the tree's gonna be right. So I always wanted to work with that age group, and the Creator just brought me there. So I started a school in my home in 1981. Then I had 3 students. One of them was my daughter, and 2 friends trusted me with their children. And throughout all of these years, my school has grown, but my curriculum has not. My curriculum has only gotten deeper and more infused with African centricity over all those years where I've learned, worked, and studied, because it's not out there in our society. No one is teaching us who we are. We have to figure that out and then teach our children. So that was my goal and dream. And that's what I've been doing for the last almost 43 years. And I have had some really hard knocks because the society does not want us to teach our children our history.
Right.
It really and truly does not. So Little Sun People has been under attack from the beginning. But we have had amazing friends, like this one, Roger back there, whose children attended my school, and Minnie Viola, whose grandchildren attended, and so many people in the community would, whenever they would come for us, which they would come for any pretense, people would surround us, and they would be like, no, you're not gonna take down Little Sun People. And so far, they haven't succeeded. So knock on wood, my prayer is that we will continue into the future. And my daughter, who was my very first student, is going to be my successor when I retire in the next 2 years. She's now my educational director. She went to school, got all of her degrees, and now she's learning the ropes so that it can be passed on. And one of the things that she understands is that African-centered perspective is critical and that we will not change that under any circumstances. So yeah, I'm very proud to represent Little Sun People as a sister who, is born and raised and has her roots right here in Bed-Stuy.
Let's do What a testimony. Imagine that. My daughter, who's 24 now, went to Mama Feather School. And the first day she went, I remember I sent her to the school, and I cried at the door, and it was, typical mom crying at the door. My daughter changed when she went to her school. Her confidence was almost immediate. You could see the impact of being taught by you and all the sisters that taught the school. The love that she had to the children was magnificent. And children that go to your school have that foundation. When you teach your children about the Africanness, they grow with it, I believe, right? And you can't take it away from them. So when she went to your school, it's in her DNA. It's in her DNA anyway, because of me and my parents and my ancestry. But it was the only school for her. Both my children went to your school.
That's right.
This lady, her testimony is the living truth right here. This is what we're celebrating. Sisterhood's real, it's authentic. I appreciate you. We salute you. Thank you so much. And the school's still it's not under attack, you just moved, right? Tell them about the new school and some of the issues you have with the city that we've had.
Hello.
Well, we moved to.
How you doing?
We recently moved out of Bedford-Stuyvesant. We tried.
That's not Bed-Stuy where you are now?
It's not. It's Clinton Hill. We tried for all those years to get a space in Bedford-Stuyvesant, but we just weren't able to do it. And so we found 10,000 square feet in a building in the borderline of Bed-Stuy, Clinton Hill, which is where we're now operating from. And it's a beautiful space. We're very happy to be there. We went through hell and high water moving because we had to battle the health department, the buildings department, the education department, the fire department. And if any of you, all of you, have to understand these bureaucracies are not there to support us. They're there to throw the book at us and not give you any resources to handle that book. So all those practices, policies, procedures, and rules that they gave us, we had to answer to them in that move. And it was quite a challenge, but we were fortunate enough to have a lot of friends in every walk of life, including Nayaba here, who supported us, thought about us, and helped us to get through all of those unbelievable bureaucracies so that we could actually make this move successfully and be a thriving organization right now. So we welcome you. Anytime you're over on that side of town, Pleasant Avenue, Clifton Place, you'll see our sign, Little Sun People, all these little black kids come in. We welcome you to come and visit and see us. We don't welcome everybody like that, but you, our friends.
Yeah. My daughter, when she was, I worked with the Amsterdam News, at the Amsterdam News, and we wanted to feature Mama Fela as Black New York of the Week, and my daughter interviewed you. You remember that?
Mhm.
So it went from being I think it was 18 months, which not just 18 months, pupil to now being the rider who celebrates her teacher. And I just think, this thing is about celebrating sisterhood. And if I had an award, it would be going to Mama Fela because the work you've done. And I do not understand, a lot of politicians, their children went to her school. Why she doesn't have a building, I don't know. I don't understand how you can have that power to give you something like a building. Just give you the building, so that we can continue the work that you're doing. Because in this neighborhood, I know it's changed so much, so gentrified, that you can't afford to be here anymore. You have to move out because you can't afford, because the newcomers have a kind of money, right? So really, she's not a building. So our children and our children's children can be taught by your daughter. So I want to thank you for celebrating. I know you have to go. Any questions from anybody for Mama Fela? Anyone? No?
What age do you start enrolling the students, please?
Currently, our license with the Department of Health starts at age 2, and we go from 2 to 5. But we are opening our first kindergarten. Our goal and dream is to have that open by September, the first kindergarten class. And we'll be the plan is for us to go from K to 3rd grade because of that 3rd grade syndrome that happens with our boys. So we are particularly interested in our little Black boys to try to make sure that we nurture and give them a place to be themselves until they're ready to get out into that really difficult system that can't think about them. So, yep, it's happening.
And just a question, do you have any upcoming fundraisers, or how can people support the school financially? Because that is one of the ways we keep our institutions flourishing, by supporting them financially.
This is so funny because that's why I have to leave now. It's because we have a fundraiser coming up. It's like at 4 o'clock.
No, we know nothing about the fundraiser. Let me just. Okay.
It's called the Night of Giving.
Okay.
And I'll share the information with you. I'll send it to you.
And we'll send it to everyone.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Always.
And thank you all.
So this is what this is about, this supporting each other. Ms. Watson, I know you have to go too. You want to be able to just talk about what that you do, East New York, domestic violence, domestic violence, yes.
Hi, I love this lady, these ladies. I love them really and truly, and they know my employer, so help me stay in good graces. I'm supposed to be working on the other side of East New York in a few minutes. But I am Rosalind McIntosh, and I have a nonprofit called Sistas Building Sistas in Brooklyn, and we empower women and girls in the areas of self-esteem and self-love and self-worth. And how do we do it? We take these amazing workshops to centers, to shelters, to schools, to churches, to the mosques, wherever we can take a workshop to make a difference in young girls and in women's lives that live in marginalized communities. That's what we do to help build their self-esteem and their confidence. And it spilled over to where we started mentoring 10 young girls and making a difference in their lives and seeing them from, our program began from the age of 9 to 19. And we received one young lady, her big sister came and her mother came to our first self-love workshop. And the little girl was 6 years old, and her mother was like, this is an amazing program, the work that you all are doing out here in these different community centers. Can you please, I don't care if you make her a mascot, so to speak, in your organization, can you open it up for a 6-year-old? And that mother and that father, because it's a family, that husband and wife and their children, their daughter the youngest is 13, and the oldest one is 17. And our nonprofit, Sistas Building Sistas in Brooklyn, is on pause right now because we really need people that can work behind the scenes to help us become a sustainable organization. It's wonderful to do all of that work, to go out there and do that type of work, but we still need people to work behind the scene, work with become managers and things like that, directors, to take us to another level. So we can serve more and we can be sustainable and more effective. We are effective, but for example, not having a building. And it was amazing for the time not having a building, but now the type of work that we do and the effect that we make, we should be in a building. And I'm saying it's on pause because there's another area that is a passion of mine. We also work with domestic violence. We've done so many different domestic violence workshops. Oh, and we have also, we did a number of health walks and domestic violence walks. I think if we would have did it, we stopped in 2020, and that was our 8th one. So we did it every year in the area of East New York, Brooklyn, and we invited everyone. That was something we did that started our work doing domestic violence, and we're also, this part of Sistas Building Sistas is still active because it's done through me. I'm the liaison person. I'm that bridge where if a woman is if a woman is in an abusive relationship and she's really ready, set, go, I want to get out of here, people point her. People call me, I find her a safe haven of some sort, whether she's single or with the family. If she has children, I could get her into housing quicker. Well, I should say a safe haven quicker, not housing. A safe haven quicker. There are some small safe havens. There are small individual safe havens where people open up their homes, but then there's also safe havens through the city. And then there is the other half of that work that I do is my for-profit, and that is RCM Global LLC, and that is a trauma-based organization. I am a trauma consultant and a domestic violence consultant, and I have online programs to help women work through childhood trauma and work through abuse. So that's it. And I like to say, because it's good to say who I am, right? But what I love to say I do is I help women examine their thoughts and their emotions and embrace their trauma and then thrive to be all that they're meant to be on purpose without apologies. So that's what I do.
Isn't she powerful?
Yeah.
And needed. Unfortunately, the trauma goes on in our community. It's unspoken oftentimes. The domestic violence, unspoken oftentimes. Welcome to you can call. And she said you're in the middle of a situation, she can help you get out of it. And for a number of years, and steadfast, even when she's being challenged, Rosalind stays to a point and helps these women in our community, and men too, I believe. So sometimes men who don't want to talk about that situation can be also in an abusive situation.
Yes. I mean, because abuse is abuse, and trauma is trauma. It doesn't have a respect of a person, so neither should we. But really, my population is women.
Thank you, Rosalind. I know you have to go to the east side. You can say the child's violence, you were the child's violence, she was a child's violence, so
Yes, and I am a new staff member for him, so I need to get on our assignment. I'm a camera person, so I need to go. Thank you all.
And because I know he's on the schedule too, Lukman from Buka Restaurant, please come forward. He's providing the dinner today, lunch. He came with his family. I appreciate you, Mr. Lukman. Buka is a restaurant which is on 1111 Fulton Street, just down the block. It's a Nigerian restaurant, and the food we're going to be eating today is going to be Nigerian fare. It's going to be, well, Lukman, you want to come and tell us what you're sharing with us? He's also the chef. Thank you, husband.
Yes, much love.
He's also the chef. So,
Thank you. Come here.
Come on, sit down.
Ekuroleo. My name is Lukman Oluwafemi Afolayo. I'm the owner of a very popular Nigerian restaurant called Buka New York. We've been in the neighborhood since 2009. We opened 2010. And the support and the amount of publicity we get because of everybody, because of this, I don't know how to describe it. I'm more than very grateful. And as a good Yoruba man, we will carry everything where we go. You understand? I always look for a way to find a way to pay back. Forgive my English, I beg you. So the idea came to me a while ago, like, why I don't start introducing this amazing Nigerian fufu to schools, especially celebrating our Black History Month. It will be a way of Nigeria, at least some of us appreciating the amazing struggle and journey that make it possible for somebody like me to say, I'm going to America. It's because of what the people ahead of me have done. So, fortunately for us, me and some few city commissioners decided to work together, and it's been very amazing. And then my amazing sister decided to put us in a newspaper, and the rest is history. And she told me, when I'm celebrating Black History Month, I said, my mother, my sister, my aunt, yeah, let's go do it. So today you're going to have a taste of egusi, fufu, jollof rice. This is Nigerian jollof rice, by the way. Puff, and what is it? Chicken. This is specifically cooked for you. What I mean by that is, I have quite a few chefs, and if I tell any of my chefs don't put pepper, that means instead of putting 10, they put 6. So it's still very spicy. So I decided to do it myself. So I know when I say there's no pepper. So I look forward to you guys having fun and having the real taste of authentic Nigerian fufu here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Brother Lukman, before you get up, we were sharing before you came how healthy our traditional foods are.
Oh, amazing.
So I'd like you to speak a little bit on that.
Yeah, amazing. Like, I will cook a whole meal without opening a single can. If you understand what I mean by that is, there's no preservative. Everything is raw, and I have to cook it to a certain temperature. It's not like somebody having a medium rare beef. If you understand what I mean by that, if you see how the beef grow, the chicken grow. So this thing, one of the safest way we can do is by cooking it as it should be cooked, so that at least we cook 90% or 90-something% of the whatever bacteria is out of the meat. So our food is really relatively very, very healthy. I put it that way. Authentic too.
I don't know what egusi is.
Oh, okay. Egusi is melon seed. What I mean, everybody have a taste of sunflower. So a melon seed is like sunflower. Then when you crack it open, that sunflower seed you eat, that's what is egusi, but from a different kind of melon. And it's not, you can't even say it's a Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa food. It's a national Nigerian food. Then the puff is a national snack.
You said it's Nigerian jollof. Explain why that's an important distinction.
I'm sure a few people have heard about Ghanaian warm Nigerian jollof. And then the Senegalese say jollof is their name. Because the jollof is a Senegalese word.
There's a huge jollof fight, those who don't know, between the Ghanaians and the Nigerians, and people will go will take hands.
Yeah.
That's serious, the war. But Nigerian jollof is, of course, the best.
Hell, I mean, no. Don't say it like that. No, I want them to George. Maybe it's one of these days we can have fun here. Somebody cook Ghanaian jollof, and I cook the Ghanaian jollof. Ghanaian jollof is okay. You understand? They don't understand. It's not even the jollof, it's the soil. Nigerian soil are very happy. You understand? They're really very. I mean, Ghanaian jollof is happy too. But, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
No, don't worry. Between Nigeria and Ghana, there is this brotherly, lovely rivalry.
Yeah.
So we can't get away from each other. We always do that. But at the end of the day, it's Nigerian jollof. It is the real jollof. It is the best. I look up to somebody to organize this fight.
A friendly battle of the rices.
Yeah, it will be a fun thing to watch. I mean.
But you can taste it yourself in a minute. So you cut it yourself.
I did cook it myself. I guarantee you, if you don't eat pepper, you don't have to worry about being too spicy. No, not at all.
This man too, actually, when he was building the opening the restaurant in Clinton Hill.
Yeah.
I walked by, watched him going to school, I walked to school. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm making a restaurant with his bare hands." He's a carpenter, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know carpenter, yes.
Union carpenter.
One of the first Nigerians to join
built
the union. Yeah.
Built with his bare hands. So from carpentry to jollof rice, this is your man.
And you recently moved from one location to another, because I passed your old location near 966. I said, oh my,
Yeah.
so sad, it's closed, and I saw a new one.
Yeah. We moved to 1111 now. It's a bigger place. You have amazing backyard. So there's a chance you're going to even have a rooftop. So it's a very, very better opportunity. And may God let everybody be chased to their destiny. I will put it that way.
And your other one?
We are still on the journey.
And your next one?
We opened one in Lower East Side. It's at 137 First Avenue, New York. Between St. Mark and 9, or between 8 and 9. Yeah, it's coming along very, very well. We have a park house lined up yesterday. Beautiful. It's coming along. Thank you for the write-up. I really, really appreciate it.
So you're gonna have your jollof rice, jollof and chicken.
A jollof and chicken and the fufu. Then puff like for dessert.
And everybody knows what fufu is, right? You do?
Oh, yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, fufu is it's yam kind of dough. Some people say we use it as bread to go into the egusi and then
You eat with your hands.
It's good to hit with your hand. Of course, some of our kids and some people hit it with fork and knife. But the idea is to get the message. It's a natural flavor. It's amazing. It's a different experience if you never had it. It's a complete different. If you ever have mashed potato, but we make this a kind of doughy, maybe that's a better.
So tell them about swallow, the whole swallow that you have. What do you have?
Yeah, we have the cassava, then we have the pounded yam. Instead of making fufu like this, I can make another one called amola. It's actually my favorite. It's the best weatherproof. That's how it says, you know, like it. It's the best weatherproof fufu ever. Because instead of you know when you drink a coffee, the coffee go down and like within a minute it's cold in your stomach. But when you have amola, it stays inside you start cooking this inside your stomach for another hour. So it's really, really very interesting. I love amola.
But it will put you to sleep though. When you eat this food today, you might go to sleep immediately because it's that kind of energy.
Please don't scare me.
It's not scary, man. I will enjoy it and then go to sleep. Oh yeah, to school. Take it to school.
Yeah, I mean we've been going to different schools. We started here in Brooklyn.
Is it true something?
Anyway, we start taking this food to different schools, and we've been to all the 4 boroughs except Staten Island. Probably sometime next week. I think I get some email actually. Probably next week we are going to Staten Island. I've been doing this all free of charge. I mean, it's an opportunity because these kids, all of them go on TikTok, Facebook, and fufu. So, and it's not every kid that probably will have the opportunity to ever get a chance to taste it. So, I'm so glad for the city and for the people that are working with us to be able to take this thing to different schools.
What was the response when you?
Oh my God, an amazing. One of the most interesting one was this amazing kid that said, he said, excuse me, sir, I don't have no question, but I just want to say thank you for doing this for us. That's all I need. I'm good. I will keep doing it forever as long as somebody gives me a good.
So,
If you go to Staten Island, you should speak to Kojo Campbell.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
his son, he's a principal out there.
Okay, we can look at that. Absolutely good idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So can people ask you to go to the after school programs or the different events?
Yeah, people can ask me. I mean, if it's convenient for me, I will make time or.
You didn't bring cards?
I brought some cards. My own personal card. I should use the restaurant card.
So we're gonna eat in about 10 minutes. So we eat a couple of minutes, and so you
I
can
think I probably.
let him know.
Yeah. Well, at least I can get it.
Okay. I have a website, right?
Yeah, it's bookaneo.com.
Okay, so you can. All right. So thank you, Lukman. I appreciate you. And thank you for cooking, waking up this morning to cook.
I'm honored.
I hope you enjoy the food, everybody. Ms. Claire, you have some, she's like, no.
I hope that's okay.
Huh? No.
Okay. Good.
She's definitely okay. Okay, so we're gonna enjoy the food a little bit. But any questions for Lukman before he has to go? Anybody?
Can I get a card, please?
So, is this
Yeah, I have
I
questions.
can't, I have my glasses on, so. Is your personal something?
Yeah. But I have the restaurant email on the food.
Okay,
Yeah,
so.
stuck on it.
Okay, so thank you again. Thank you for, you have a.
But by the way, we're not fighting with Ghanaians. I love them. They're my brothers. Always.
We're all our cousins.
Thank you.
Assemblywoman Stephanie, I know you just walked in, I know you also got something else you have to go to, so please welcome Assemblywoman Stephanie. Thank you, ma'am, thank you for coming. Celebration of sisterhood.
Sisterhood, yes, well, this is a good table to be at, sisterhood.
Tell us what some of the issues that you deal with as Assemblywoman in the neighborhood.
Ooh, we had to start with the issue.
Let's celebrate. After. You're right, my fault.
Yes, I just left an event honoring women, and someone said, I am tired of all these Women's Month celebrations. And
Who's that?
you know, I'm always very I came from a long line of talkers and griots, and so you learn very young to listen. And the purpose of listening really helps you not to react to things that people say to you, and it really is about trying to figure out